let's just go. Let's so we did, and it's got the check mark. I think we'll stick with things I think that are important. Like now I can do the harp stuff with Poppy. Well, let's do all the bird things. Four brothers.
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was a bird.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right. Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look. Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
Snap, snap, snap. Oh, you tell her.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my Fitz, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Why?
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Well, only last week I asked that miserable hogshot woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist.
She's got quite the vocabulary.
I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess, too.
Excellent.
That's all you have to say about that? Just
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
Well, that's a lie.
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
Fiona? Fiona. Oh, Fifi Fiona. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Fifi?
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling, don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? Thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
Imagining grades are having to do with how good a musician is? Don't actually know.
If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind. Oh, that's rather sad.
How complicated a piece is to play. Ah, okay. Thank you, Brick.
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? Lovely. I don't know what that is. How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
That's what she was worried about. Okay, good. So now we need to
We can get
Start.
into Penny's room now.
start backtracking and asking everybody about stuff now.
Now, like, right.
Yeah, let's just go now. To be fair, you only need like one shade of pink. It's pink. Let's start left and go right. Tea set.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
She has tea with her birds. That's adorable.
A little bedtime reading.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Oh, I thought it was gonna make a. Never mind.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them. It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds? Nope. They're wooden.
This is great. This is silly. They're all like a different. Yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be a naughty romance novel. It's fine.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. Let me see if this is a connection on any of these other pictures we took earlier. How many other? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we think of 7? No. Would it be like what they're looking at? Maybe a line? Like this could be in the middle because it sees everywhere. This and this one could switch because they look that way. This one could be looking down. A color mix. I don't see enough primary colors for that to necessarily work. Why is this one like this? Can we just put like these together and then these together? This is the only thing that makes sense right now. This one looks bored, this one's squinting, this one's closed, and this one's like, eh. There's also different progression of beaks being open. Like these two are completely closed, slightly open, more open, more open, more open, more open. I'm trying, because if this line makes sense to me, in terms of eye being completely open, looking at the centers. This guy's just chilling.
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Okay. Something to do with the white lines. I'm looking to see if they're all different heights. It's like, for instance, that one actually covers the full line. It's like right here. Now there's a gap. Is that what they're talking about? No. I was wondering if there's a different sound they're making, maybe? Are they all the same shape? I'm not seeing the pattern I think it wants me to see. They're all speckled on the chest. Put the yellow and blue on top. So you want yellow and blue to make green. Green being made of, like, these colors? Or red and green would make a color, red and brown would make a color. Is that what we're trying to do? Oh, if you mix the mouth. Okay. Ah, I see what you're saying. So if we add, and if we do an eye looking this way and eye looking that way, it averages out to an eye in the middle, and the two beaks average out to a middle beak. I like where that's going. I like where that's going. We could do like this, and this. So there's like a half eye I see with dark. I think you got it, dude. And if we do this, and this. Yeah. I think that's it.
That's the one.
Dark. Well done, dude. Good call.
Hey, not bad.
Well done.
Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I'll get her. Red piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled on the paper. Now I will get her in Penny's room. That's suspicious.
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Bright colored flower that with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It also has an unusual blue color. Nice hat.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
What am I needing to read again, Smiling?
That's not a comforting sentence. This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's too fancy.
That's a big window.
Let's finish all of our explosion. That was a good puzzle, yeah. Dude, he just looks so happy right now.
It's tidier than my desk. Oh, the notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
Fair.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
Venus. BLT, good to see you, dude. Happy Tuesday and happy New Year's Eve.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system?
Yeah, I think it's astrologist or meteorologist is something else. Something like that.
I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle. Sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Rotate the 5 planets, the sun and the moon around the middle. Ooh, it actually does shadows too. That's kind of cool. Well, this gives up light as well. So what am I trying to do? So that one would be closest to the sun. Right? What am I trying to do?
So there are 2 ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets and rotate the sun and moon.
What am I trying to make, though? Am I trying to just make it all dark? Is that what I'm trying to do? Well, it says something in the shadows. Oh, maybe like these shadows. So am I supposed to get the lines in the shadows? Okay. That's either it or really close.
I guess that's wrong.
I think you just need to get the shadows to line up with the shape on the base.
Okay. Ah, here we go. There, I had somebody on another one. There we go. Bam.
No, that was it.
Nice work.
Bam.
Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Feels good. Ooh, the beetle stuff. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold. That's kind of cool. Has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records over 95 decibels. And by being completely undigestible. This mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it.
The bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
Someone's an idiot. One second, guys. Kind of time sensitive real quick. Give me 20 seconds. Okay. Yeah, bell jars are not actually for bells. They're shaped like bells.
What is it?
Ah, it's clearly some kind of large device.
You're not wrong.
Let's at least introduce ourselves before touching his telescope.
Always a good roll.
We didn't bother to stay with that rule for anything else in anybody else's room.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
Aquifer, good to see you, dude.
What are they whispering about?
Happy Tuesday.
Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries,
Nice,
really.
Aquifer.
They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
This game is turning out to be pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. And guys don't understand how nice it makes me feel that you guys are here at this different
Me?
time.
Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with
So do you
the
make
world.
any money?
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Like, if I couldn't stream and you guys help support me, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd have to do something else. And I don't know what else that would be. So thanks.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you
Those
see anything?
fingers, man.
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
I'm wondering if he used his telescope, which is why he then went over there.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did
Something
you
is
leave so
annoying me.
quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
No one has said, and this is annoying me, when they came in the room, they saw Freya on the floor. No one has said she was dead. There's just like an ellipses. But it's so consistent, I feel like it's going to be a thing. Like, walked in, saw Freya on the floor. Didn't say they saw a lot of blood. Didn't say she was dead. Just saw her on the floor. I just find that suspicious.